Kevin Vallejos was to rematch Gene Silva, he would possibly win. He learned from that fight. And I think that people should... What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, y'all, we are going over the upcoming boxing match, the UFC match between Josh Emmett and Kevin Vallejos. But before we get any further into the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment down below who do you got winning this fight. Now, without any further ado, let's get into the video. Josh Emmett, he's a 40-year-old UFC fighter, one of the oldest fighters in the UFC, and is a knockout artist. As for Kevin Vallejos, he's one of the youngest prospects, and, well, not youngest prospects, he's one of the best prospects, in my opinion. He's coming off a big win over Giga at UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas with that spinning back kick, which was really insane. I think that Kevin Vallejos is a problem for this entire 145 division. He's really talented. His only loss was to Gene Silva in the Dana White Contender Series. Ever since then, he learned from that loss, and he was the first person also to go to distance with him. And he's on a winning streak right now. I don't know exactly what the number of winning streak he's on right now, but I know he's on a good winning streak right now. But now, as for Josh Emmett, he's on a 2-loss losing streak. Losing to Lerone Murphy at UFC Fight Night, and then losing and getting submitted by Yusuf Zalal at UFC 320. I think Josh Emmett is done and should retire. I know maybe some of y'all might not think that, maybe because he's just losing to the best and his wrestling is not the best. But still, I don't think my man should be fighting no more. He should probably try and do something else. Maybe he could be a coach, because I think he'll be a great coach, especially for someone who's young and has really good knockout power. Yeah, I think he'll be a great coach. But now, let's go over 3 things that Josh Emmett needs to do to win this fight. At number 3, he needs to establish that overhand right. His overhand right is probably one of his best punches. His best punches he has. So what he needs to do to set it up, he needs to use feints to draw out Vallejos' jab. Vallejos, he has a really good jab. So what he needs to do, he needs to feint a lot of those overhands. Because when you feint an overhand, sometimes people want to make sure that they don't focus on anything else besides blocking. So maybe if you do that, feint the overhand, and let's say he does this. His body's open. Land a body kick. Now, he needs to also counter over the top with that overhand. He can't counter low, because you can counter low, so you would have to counter over the top before, like, where his tadpoles are. And lastly, he needs to throw it off level changes to discuss it. What I mean by that is to, like, land it. If he does those 3, if he lands a lot of those overhands, he might be able to win. And what I mean by throw that overhand, I don't mean just spam overhand. Just if you can't land it, land again. That's not what I mean. Set up the overhand as well. Don't just keep doing that the entire time, because eventually Kevin Vallejos is gonna catch up. And when Kevin Vallejos knows that you spam something the entire time, you're getting knocked out or you're getting beat up for how many rounds it is. In this case, it's 5 rounds, so for 5 rounds. Now, number 2, he needs to mix in wrestling to break rhythm. You guys are wondering why mix in rhythm. Mix in wrestling to break the rhythm. He's not a wrestler like that. He needs to break that rhythm because he doesn't want a comfortable Vallejos who's really confident. He wants to make him uncomfortable. Pause. And he wants to make sure he lands the shots. Now, why does this matter? Forcing Vallejos to think about the shots will definitely have him be overwhelmed. Now, it'll also slow down his combinations. He has really good combinations, and if I'm Josh Emmett, I don't want to be getting comboed by Kevin Vallejos. Never. And then lastly, why does it matter? Because it also creates openings for that right overhand. So if he leaves openings, he can land that and get that one clean moment and get a really impressive knockout. But before we get any further, I think Josh Emmett, as of now, I feel like he'll win once, not once in a lifetime. He'll be on like a 2-loss losing streak, or like let's just say a losing streak. All of a sudden he'll come back and get that one clean moment, have a big knockout. Because remember before he fought Bryce Mitchell, he had lost to Ilia Topuria and Yair Rodriguez. So him coming back after to fight Bryce Mitchell was a really impressive knockout. But now let's get back any further. Now lastly, number 3, he needs to fight smart, not emotionally. And what I mean is not like he can't go aggressive at him, especially because Kevin Vallejos is younger and most likely the faster fighter. So what he needs to do that is cut off the cage instead of chasing. It also needs to keep his high guard. Don't use low guard. High guard the entire fight. And then lastly, he needs to pick his moments carefully. Like if you see that he's on his guard and he's not gonna land a punch, don't throw that clean punch. Wait for that. When you see him with his hands down, let's say his hands are both down, that's when you land that clean moment. Now, as for Kevin Vallejos at number 3, he needs to push the pace early. Like I said, he's a faster fighter and younger, so he wants to push that early. Because think about it. If you don't push it early, Josh Emmett's gonna push it towards the later rounds, and you don't want that. So he would have to double and triple up on combinations, attack and furious, not single shots, and keep Emmett reacting instead of setting traps. Because if Emmett manages to set those traps, you're gonna be. It's like it'll be fresh meat. That's fresh meat to him. So you can't let him set up those traps. Now, number 2, he needs to attack the legs and body. Because do we really want a fresh Josh Emmett in the 3rd round? Like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want that. Because by, like, the 3rd round, because it's a 5-round fight, Josh Emmett's going to be going wild and he's going to try to knock you out. So, if I'm knowing Kevin Vallejos, he does not want that. So, he's going to have to attack those legs and body. And here's how. So, he has to chop his lead leg early. Because that's his lead leg is what really helps him get those knockouts. So chop that off, not literally, like take that away with those leg kicks. Then next up, he needs to target the body to slow the explosiveness. And lastly, he needs to exit at angles after every exchange. Those 3 things will definitely slow down Josh Emmett, knowing that that's happened to him in the past. So now lastly, number 3. He needs to stay disciplined and don't chase the finish. I know some of the younger fighters nowadays, when they see that there's a finish, they be trying to go at it. But that's the worst thing you want to do when fighting Josh Emmett. Which I'm pretty sure that might not happen. They might go the distance just because there's a reason why Josh Emmett went the whole 5 rounds with Ilia Topuria. So that's why I say he's not getting knocked out. Even if he's fighting some dangerous knockout artist, I would still think he wouldn't get knocked out just because of he went the distance with Ilia Topuria. So what he needs to do is to avoid lunging forward recklessly. He needs to also respect the counters, which means if he throws a counter, and let's say it doesn't hit the cleanest as he wants to, just respect it and just try harder next time, but don't just try to spam a counter. Set up the counter, wait for the right moment. And then lastly, he needs to win minutes, not moments. Let Josh Emmett win the moments. You want to win the minutes. Like every minute through every second, you want to win those rounds to win the fight. And I'm going to say this. I also like this matchup because, yeah, like I said, it's the old knockout artist versus the young knockout artist. That's what I like about this fight. But I will say is that I don't think that Josh Emmett can win this fight. He could probably survive the rounds, but I just don't think that he's possibly going to win unless if he can find a clean shot that can finish Kevin Vallejos, which I don't think so. Just seeing how fast Kevin Vallejos is, and I'm gonna say this: I don't think Josh Emmett's gonna last as much time in the octagon. He's old. I'm gonna say it again. I think he'll be really good as a trader. But I will say is, if you guys think that Josh Emmett's going to beat him by decision, you gotta be wild for that. Maybe a few years back he may have, possibly would have, but as of right now, no, he wouldn't. So you guys would be really crazy for that. And I feel like Vallejos, the best fight will be a rematch with him and Gene Silva. Do you guys not think that if Kevin Vallejos was to rematch Gene Silva, he would possibly win? He learned from that fight. And I think that people should fight him now because by the time he gets older, a little older, he'll be really good enough to beat almost everyone in the division. But now, who do I got winning this fight, guys? I'm going to say it again. I got Kevin Vallejos winning this fight by like a decision. I don't think he's knocking him out because Ilia Topuria went a whole 5 rounds. No, Josh Emmett went a whole 5 rounds with Ilia Topuria. And I feel like I just proved a lot. So that's my final prediction. Drop your guys' prediction down in the comments. Who y'all got winning this fight. And I'm out for now. Bye.